Hey, I want to tell you about the best kiln log ever invented. It's right here at K-State. It's right here in this gray box. It's this one, I believe. Indeed. Right here. Let's go in the classroom and I can show you how to fill it out. So, of course, step one is to go over our pre-flight checklist. And do not skip this. This happens before we load the kiln, anything. When it comes to filling out the kiln log, we're gonna start with our name, date, cell number, type of firing, the kiln itself, and then of course our cones that are in the kiln. So if our target is a 6, we're gonna have a guard cone, which is a cone above, an approach cone, which is a cone below, and then if we're doing any type of reduction, like a body reduction or something, we might have a lower cone. So when it comes to filling out this sort of segment piece, we can either go to the electric kiln room and look at our firing profiles book, or we can go through our updraft book and find an awesome example that somebody else has. We're gonna look at this rate of rise schedule here, more or less copy that, and then we're gonna extrapolate it for our schedule tomorrow when we get this puppy cooking. So some of you, of course, are going to be wondering, like, well, how did we come up with this? What is that about? So we're going to drop in right now in the video some of the waypoints and things that happen during our firing. And that'll tell you why we go through the different stages that we do. Now, irrespective of the 2 slides you're currently seeing, we can also only go so fast as our kilns will, go. And what you can see here, the 75 degrees an hour after 1900 on up to 2240 is about what our kilns like to do per hour. That is our gas kilns. And you'll notice in our firing profiles, we mostly use these for our electric kilns. If we go to a general cone 6 glaze, it's gonna look a little different in this rate of rise, like ramp hold firing cycle. And that's because in the electric kilns, we can climb a lot faster at those higher temperatures. In the gas kiln, we're just dealing with different things. So between the information provided in that slide and what our kilns can actually achieve, that's when we extrapolate this kind of a schedule. And then we're gonna take this, we're gonna plot it, and we'll have that line in blue. And then we're also going to extrapolate what that looks like for our schedule this evening when we turn it on and when we fire it tomorrow. So that's our target graph for what we're going to be doing. And then we'll plot in pencil what we actually fire along that. So we're going to start this sucker tonight. And let's say at 5:30. Temperature is going to be the ambient, and then the gas, we're just going to be using pilots. I can't spell, don't make fun of me. Damper, we're going to have that full open. And then we're also going to make note that the peeps are out. P-E-E-P-S are out. And then we're going to come back at 10:30 p.m. And it's going to be around 300 is our target. The gas, we're going to bump that up to the first line. And then, let's see, we're going to have that damper at 2. And then, this is how we're going to leave it. We're also going to plug the peeps. Plug peeps. Peeps. I'm dyslexic, all right? Just let it be. And so then we're gonna stop here, and then we're gonna be here at 8:30 a.m., start of class. And with that gas at one line, we've learned that the kiln will be around 1300 or so. So we'll put 1300. And then at that point, we're gonna put the gas at 3. We're gonna put that damper to 2.5. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna project every hour after that, based on our rate of rise here, what our time firing this kiln is gonna look like. So I can write out on the half hour every hour on the half hour. So 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. So I think we're gonna be done probably by here. Let's go ahead and write 4:30 and see where the math takes us. So from 1300, we're gonna go to about, actually this is gonna be 1350, do that. And then we're gonna move on up to 1600. So this is our overnight 2 segments. We've turned the gas on to 1 line, and that means we've got our burners lightly lit. When we come in, history's told us it'll be about 1300. And so then we're gonna just run out our math, adding 300 degrees per hour, just like we have on this schedule here. And we've also got a plan to put the gas at 3. So when we come in 1300, put the gas to 3, push the damper to 2.5. So then that's gonna be 1600, damper, well, we're getting close here. So let's go ahead and maybe we're gonna open that damper up to 4.5. Keep that gas up to 4.5, damper 2.5. So 1900, and then that keep it going. So now we're gonna have to slow down. Our rate of rise is gonna slow down a little bit. And then we're gonna go 20, 50, and then we're just, adding 75 every hour. 21, 25, and then what's that, 2200, and then 22, we'll put 75, but our cones are probably gonna drop at 2240 degrees, hopefully. So in our log, we should be gas at 4.5 inches of water column all the way through. Go ahead and fill that all out. And then damper somewhere between 2 and 3. Let's just plan to keep it at 2.5. And of course, during the firing, we can adjust it accordingly if we need to balance out the top and bottom of the kiln, or if we're not getting the right amount of rise. So this is our roadmap. Now, of course, things are gonna be different when we actually fire, but we can always look back to our roadmap. And this is probably the most important part of using this kiln log. When you come in tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning, what we're not gonna do is write it up here. We want that line to be straight across. And even if I get in at 8:15, I'm not gonna write 8:15. Just wait and check it at 8:30, exactly. So as you're going through the firing, you're recording on the hour, every hour on the half hour, just like this. If you're 3 minutes early, don't write that. Just write it as it looks here and be as on it as you can. If you're going too fast, slow down. If you're going too slow, make adjustments accordingly. So, and if for some reason you miss an hour, if you, got captured by a long-winded professor at 9:30 and you couldn't get back here, don't write your 10:30 here. Skip it and come down here. So this is blank, right? Because we're moving along as we would with this schedule. If you do that, that's a great kiln log to help us kind of get through the firings. And this is what we expect for you to do before we load the kiln, and certainly before you turn it on. And remember, you've got to get this initialed, signed off, checked, whatever, by me or our artist in residence. But otherwise, that's our kind of, extremely in-depth. Oh wait, here, I got one more crazy little thing to do. So this is the expectation, and then plot what you actually do along that. And then lastly, if you're really advanced, this is a reverse engineered rate of rise. So you take what you actually did, and then you create this here. So maybe you weren't able to fire the schedule like this. Maybe we actually went faster here. We were able to do 100 degrees an hour. So then you extrapolate from this data a new rate of rise based on the type of firing that you did with your work, etc. And then that information is played forward. And then there's a little space for comments. And yeah, that's our Kiln Log explained.